Hello, welcome everyone. How we doing? Who do we have in here today? Christopher Hall. I'm not sunburned. I've just been in the sun. I'm fine. Greg, Mikey P, Cons, Lotmo Crypto, Seb, Danius, Alina, Trobe, J, Jan, Nicholas, P, Mido, Haida, Harry, G-Rob, Bear, and everybody else. Welcome to the stream. So we'll go over today a little bit of TA as always, and we'll have a look at some charts. I kind of want to do this as a bit more of just a general charting technical type of stream, rather than looking at any particular trades, because I think we'll keep on bleeding. I think price will just keep on going down for a little bit. So I'm very happy just to be sat in the short position that we got from yesterday, like a really, really nice short position from up here. And yeah, still holding that. Obviously took profit as we took the previous month low. So I've taken off a few of these higher time frame levels on my charts for now. But yeah, we obviously took out previous month low down here, had a decent bounce. Okay, and now we're coming back down towards the lows again. Now on spot, the low from yesterday has been taken. But on perps, we're still awaiting for that to happen. So we'll see if this happens during the stream. Again, I'm not going live at any like exciting time. Like we're PPI's done, CPI's done, New York Open's done. It's just general trading now. So we'll look at the higher time frame stuff where we can look for support and resistance and where we think price might be going. But yeah, like I say, I am certainly here with a bearish bias. I do think the price is just going to continue bleeding for a little bit longer after what we've seen over the past few days. So where are we looking at as support? Let's start with that. So realistically, what I personally am looking at is a move down towards 25,300-ish. Okay, if we can get a little bit lower than that, then great, but there is some nice confluence down there at 25,300. So this is the previous range high. What that would also do is just clean up all of this stuff that's over here. It will clean up the lows that we're creating now. There's a lot of lows here. There's a big old like head and shoulders pattern playing out. That's exactly what we said was going to happen. Like, I remember when price was here, we were talking about the fact that we're still expecting higher, and then we'll dump, and then we'll do a head and shoulders thing, and then we'll do a fake out, and then we'll go to up towards the highs. Like, we spoke about this, okay? And it's what all of the newbie TA guys are doing. So they'll obviously be getting panicked at the lows, thinking that we're going to be dropping down to some like ridiculously lower prices, which I don't think is that realistic, but I do think a drop down towards about 25,300 would be nice. Hopefully that continues over the next like week or so, because I just would like to see lower prices before I get back home, so I have cheap Bitcoin, cheap altcoins to come back to in just a couple of weeks time. So let's have a look at what the chat is saying. Chart template's nice. I've got the Miami colors back on the board again today. So we got the Miami theme going. We can switch it up to the world. That's the crazy one. But yeah, we'll stick to the Miami theme for today. Colors of Miami. You've been calling for 25.3. Not sure if you noticed, but the volume profile pool from before December 2020, there is a low volume node that still exists. 12.522, we spiked it as support and tested it twice as resistance before pumping through it. So this is going on to the real high time frames, right? So we're looking all the way back December 2020. What's happened to the... I actually need to change this text. There we go. Brighten that up a little bit. December 2020. So this is the start of the big bull run. Yeah, exactly that. More confluence for that level. That's that's quite nice. So that gives us, I mean, if you extend this over, look what happens. You come straight through this low volume node, and as soon as you start to tap into volume, that's where we're looking at as support again. So it's funny, isn't it, how TA just lines up with what's happened in the past, somehow is useful for giving us levels in the future. That's nice. That's how TA works a lot of the time. So yeah, good low volume node that's down there. Obviously, there is the scenario that we could just go dip into it and then get a decent move up. But personally, I do feel that the confluence is a little bit lower down still, unless, of course, we are going to see this continue within a range, allow this anchored VWAP. So what we have here, this line, is the anchored VWAP from, it's the yearly anchored VWAP. Here's where it's our yearly VWAP. It doesn't even need to be an anchored VWAP. It's our yearly VWAP. So if that continues to just climb up here and we do continue in the range, then maybe tapping into this could give a bit of a bounce. What we also have is that on here, or so I'll go on to this one. We've got the 200-day EMA. Okay, so that 200-day EMA is coming in at the same area. This at the moment is 25K, but give it another day or two, give it another week, that will be at 25,300 and slightly above 25,300. So obviously the moving averages are climbing. And if we are going to get a move down, then I would assume a tap into these moving averages. And that anchored VWAP would be what we would be targeting. If we go on to the weekly as well, you can see there's just nice cluster of EMA support that's coming up. Again, everything's sloping up. So I still think the trend is fine and we're still expecting higher. But for now, I want to see a pullback, and I want to see a pullback that lasts a good amount of time. Let's just grind down slowly for the next week, and let's capitulate when everyone else is in Miami coming to join me for the party. And then not that there is a party, I'll find a party, but yeah, then we can reverse when I get back home to London afterwards. Christopher Hall, can you go back to daily live streams, please? Actually having to hang out with my girlfriend this week. I will be back to the daily live streams from the 23rd, if I'm not jet lagged. So you got 2 more weeks. Same low volume node if you pull from May 9, 2022. I mean, it's going to be a low volume node no matter where you pull it from, like anything after 2020, because if it's a low volume node there, then it's going to be a low volume node everywhere else, because the point is it's had no volume. So, so yes, it will be a low volume node. Do you think it's probable to still swing failure pattern 26.5K low? Yes, but this reminds me a lot of this, right? Who remembers this range? And what was everyone expecting to happen? We were coming down, we were grinding down. Everyone was like, oh my God, if we go and drop into like 22,200, we'll just reverse and then we'll bounce and we'll go higher. And then the whole thing fell apart and everyone was freaking out. And then we ended up at that anchor VWAP, which again, very, very nice support that gave us a good bounce. So I see this as a similar scenario, really. There's a bunch of lows ready to be taken. And I do get the feeling that when that happens, it's going to go a bit deeper than people think. But yeah, this is just where I like the support. I like the support at 25K. I like the support at 25,300. If we are to have an SFP, then obviously you just look for a change of market structure based off of that. So, I mean, price could even hold here. Like we've swept previous month low. If we do start to change market structure, then yes, of course, we can start looking for higher prices. but that would take us up towards 33k, and I don't really see any reason to think that we're going to be going up to 33k anytime soon, especially after what's happened over the past few weeks with just the meme coins bumping and having the alt season that we've been talking about, although it was stupid alts, but you get the idea. So yeah, what else can we talk about? Oh, we'll cover the move from yesterday. So actually, this was nice, right? We were expecting the short squeeze for what came first? Consumer? CPI was first, wasn't it? CPI was on... What day is it? It's Thursday. CPI was on Wednesday. Today's Thursday. That's right. And we were looking at the short squeeze yesterday. I'm losing all track of time. This is the problem when I'm trying to I'm working and on holiday at the same time. It confuses my brain. So this is what we had. We had the good CVD divergence down at the lows. We were looking for a squeeze out of it, but then we wanted to go short. And we had really, really nice confluence for that short. So up here, we had the weekly open. So if we just pull this along somewhere around here, where was it? There was your weekly open. That was Monday. Yeah, that was your weekly open. We had this order block that we were looking at as good resistance. We had our monthly VWAP that we were looking at as resistance. And we had our VWAP from the previous week high that we were looking at as resistance. So we had this nice little zone of resistance up here, which started above that high and ended at the weekly open. So that's kind of two zones, right? The first zone here, where you have on the 1 hour time frame, you have a little bit of a gap that occurred within here. We can actually change this color. We'll make that color, and then you can see what I mean about this being like two different thingies. Let's send it to the back. Let's make that red a bit clearer. There we go. So two little zones there. And what we were looking for was a short from this. So we had the move up during the CPI. And then if we go onto the lower time frames, you can see that although we were able to get the short, it didn't go as deep as we may have liked to have seen it going. So we came just briefly into that gap, into those imbalances here, where if you go over here, look, there's a wick down, there's a big gap that's been made, well, little gap that's been made, there's a little back test, and you have all this space here with imbalances that we are likely to test at some point as resistance. And that's exactly what we did. Price literally just went pop into it, failed, then formed a nice little range. And then as we went through the rest of the day here, let me clear this up a little bit more. Then we had this anchor VWAP, which was acting nicely as resistance. And that ultimately is we took the liquidity, we had that as the resistance. But what we were looking for was two scenarios. Okay, we were talking about this during the trading room. Either just go short here because what's the difference between shorting here and shorting here if you're looking for a big swing trade? Because ultimately, the only thing we could look for yesterday was a fairly big move down, because you had the short squeeze. What's the point in doing a partial retrace coming into the POC and then continuing higher? It was a news pump. It's gonna get retraced, it's gonna get reversed, it's gonna wipe everyone out of the market anyway. So when you get those moves like that, you either look for continuation within this range and you go long wherever you find that liquidity, which in this case, you had the last low before it put in the high was here. We found that support. We were trading this during the trading room. We said that this was going to get a bounce at this point, 28k. And we were actually looking at the order flow. There was some trapped shorts at the low, which I'll show you in a second as well. So we had some trapped shorts on the 1 minute chart down here. That gave us a good bounce. And we were thinking, okay, either this is going to get a partial retrace and fail, or we're going to get a move up towards here, and then we're going to get that ultimate drop afterwards after building bearish divergences and doing all of that kind of thing. But then, okay, Price did nothing for ages, and I came back. I went out, had a nice walk along the beach, went to the pool, got lunch, went back to the beach, checked my phone, and I was like, why have none of my alerts gone off? Like, this price isn't moving at all. And came back, and like, price was literally right here. And it just fell apart as soon as I got back to my computer. We had this big dump, able to take profit, happy days, and yeah, I was in a very good mood then for the rest of the day. I'm always in a good mood, but I was in a particularly good mood because of that big drop that we had, and the trading room trade playing out to very nice perfection as that happened. Now, I do have a little group of drawings here that give a good example of how you could have got into this trade. So this is from yesterday. Apologies if this is hindsight. I just thought it's a bit educational, and I'm not too interested in trading what's going on right now anyway. So hopefully this is just something that's useful and informative for you guys. So we had the range. When we had this bounce, and I can show you here, is it the candle at 12.48. So if we do try and rewind to that point, in fact, it's still saved there on my chart, isn't it? Let's just reload this. Let's reload some of these. $12.48 UTC is what we're looking for. We gotta go back to yesterday. Where is yesterday? Over here. Over here. Yes, here we go. So this is the move up. And on this move up, we had quite a lot of shorts that were entering in. So we were still looking at this squeezing higher. Okay, you saw that initial move. And then you had shorts piling in. And then what price has got to do is it's got to stop them all out before we can get a reversal, which is exactly what it did. Okay, all the shorts that started off here, you end up with a net short that was lower than it was at the start of it. So lots of people trying to pile in, open interest increasing with short positions, they got to get stopped out. Now, this is why we liked the look of this particular level here as our major support to hold within this range initially. So first of all, it was where you had that first spike up. Okay, so that was acting as resistance initially. Then you started getting some short positions entering here, and then you had a move up. And the last point in which you had shorts opening on the back tick, which is here. Okay, you can see shorts opening within this point before a lot of them getting stopped out, was at that exact level. So price came up, took liquidity at the highs. You had longs opening here. So it wasn't divergence, but you had imbalances up at the highs with these long positions. Price started to move back down, and then this naturally gave you a good little bounce here because of these shorts and these shorts that were trapped, just trying to get back out of in any kind of profit. And you can see them from the bounce, you started to get these short positions just tailing off slightly as the shorts were closing. And that really gave you a decent bounce. It came into the golden pocket. It did the usual thing that you would expect to see. So price gets a bounce off of shorts closing out into that golden pocket up to the 786. You had some little harmonic stuff playing out, and then you formed a range. Now, when we came down here and we started to make this like higher low, because this was seen as important support at that point, we shouldn't be losing that support, because otherwise any shorts that are down here, price never took the high, right? So you wouldn't have stopped out any shorts that were still in here, because they probably would have placed their invalidation here. So this was very important. The price would have had to have made a higher low. Now what happened? You create a little bit of upwards market structure. Okay, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. And at this point, this was the first one where you had any kind of failure. So you had that swing failure pattern, failed auction type of thing at the top, and then you broke market structure with candle closes soon after. Okay, you can see a lot of candle closes below that low. That's the low that took the high, that got the failure. As soon as you start to close below that, then that gives you a pretty good opportunity to get into a short position, knowing that that's lost momentum, and you're likely at that stage to come down and take these lows, in which case you're also going to take these lows, in which case you're also going to hit all of the stops for the long positions that have been building all the way through this, and then you're going to create that cascade effect where everyone who was, first of all, you stop out all of the shorts, and then you stop out all of the longs. And then to top it all off, right, this drop here that created the break in the market structure had imbalances within this point. You created a little range, equal highs, equal highs, equal highs, equal highs. You pop up, you take the liquidity, and then immediately you just dump it. So this tries to get in some long positions, and then immediately just, what, down we go, crash. So really nice move yesterday. I was very, very, very happy with that. And we've had similar situations since then, where we've had like very, very similar stuff playing out. So again, earlier on today, I know that P and a lot of the guys in the crew traded this one short. So we had the daily open. What had price done? You had this bit of a downtrend, okay, and you were creating these equal highs, 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 highs here. And then with this coming into important support, taking liquidity below here. And that was actually a key level. I think that was previous day value area low was there. Was that where we bounced from earlier? I'd have to check. But I think that might have been previous day low. And then you had a very similar situation where you create a bit of a trending move up. Okay, you're attempting to form a bottom here. So you have your low, high, low, high, low, high, low, broken, unable to hold above. So again, a nice SFP at that daily open. You break the market structure, you start to close below, and what happens here is you come back into a little order block that was created. I don't know how I drew this really, but here, can't remember what time frame I drew that on, but I've got an update on it. You come back in, sweep again, equal highs swept, and then we have that further drop down. So yeah, it was decent. It was good. It was good. It was some nice price action stuff for the last couple of days. Sorek86, he's LARPing some order flow bullshit. It would only be LARPing if we didn't trade it, and we did trade it. So I'm sorry if you're so shit that you didn't trade it, but we did trade it. And we have proof of those trades. So I'm not just saying what happened in hindsight, because I hate that. I'm totally with you. If I was LARPing, I would hate that. But this is stuff that we're able to notice in real time as it's happening and make money from. So yeah. LARPing basically means like 90% of the YouTuber influencers who don't have a clue how to trade, they're just looking at the charts and be like, oh, this happened because of this. It was US government selling news, dude. Of course it was. No, it fucking wasn't. Shut up. It wasn't. It's technical. Everything is the charts. Because look, how many times is this US government selling news gonna come up? Like, it's not. This happened before, and it was like, oh no, actually we didn't sell any, but everyone thinks we did. Everyone searches to Twitter. When there's a big move, what happens? Everyone starts looking on Twitter and trying to find a reason. It's right in front of you. It's literally right in front of you. So if you can find me the wallet address that sold the Bitcoin. I remember this happening. There was a big drop that we had No, it was the move up. It was the move up where everyone was like, oh, Binance are spending their $3 billion reserves and they're pumping Bitcoin. And then no one realized that like literally their address is public. They'd made the address public and they hadn't spent a penny. And everyone's like, oh, the pump was because of Binance buying Bitcoin. No, it wasn't. They didn't spend a penny. It's just technical analysis. It's just trading. So it was Satoshi holds his bags, yeah. Stop looking at the news. I know we trade PPI and CPI, but honestly, it means nothing. It can create a, yeah. I want to find the first tweet that someone posted about US government selling. Bitcoin on this day. Because I guarantee the time that people noticed that this was maybe the reason would have been, price would have been here. So it's not people's reaction. It's just everyone would have been flocking to the charts trying to find stuff. It's just liquidations and stop losses being hit. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. No one is quick enough to cause this by actively going to the charts and shorting it. No one. By the time you've actually gone and found an answer, price has already done what you were expecting it to do, or what it was going to do. And then you find the answer, and then you're too late. Do you put any value on the imbalance created by the CME gap at 20 to 21K? Let's have a look. This one. So I've got it on my chart. I don't know if I put significance on it because I remember talking about this as it happened because I just found it hilarious that we spent all this time dropping to fill the gap on a Friday back in March, right? And then by the following Monday, it was already out of the gap again. So it spends all that time filling this gap that it had previously, and then creates an identical gap straight away afterwards. So I quite liked that one. I don't know if it's significant. I'd be very surprised if we drop there. And if we do drop there, I'd be very surprised if it holds as support. I'd then think we're probably going to go for that double bottom scenario. But hey, it's there. It's there. I do like the CME chart on the 4 hour. Because you get these little time differences, you've got some really clean... You've got a really clean point of support here on CME. Whoopsie. So you essentially have a gap there, which is at 25,300. Again, when you come down to the bottom of that, 25,300. So that's giving us some extra confluence for this. I don't think it's really as clean on perps because you've got a bit more noise over there. So you do have it there, yeah. So it's like, it's this little thing, isn't it? And then we've got some support lower where our where that VWAP is and where the EMAs are coming up. So let's just put I'm just going to put my VWAP back on here. And the EMAs. So let's say price is going to get into this 25,300 area when the Bitcoin conference starts. Like that's enough of a slope. Right, you continue this on, you continue with these VWAPs just climbing up like slowly, and this moving average just climbing up slowly. That gives us the 18th, 19th, and 20th, or 18th to 20, yeah, 18th, 19th, 18, 19, 20 of May to get that nice little dump into that point and try and find it as support. And then I fly back on the 22nd, we can just hover around here. And then on the 23rd, we can pump it again because I'll be home, and that's time to pump. There we go. You've heard it here first. We're gonna hit 25,300 on either the 18th, 19th, or 20th of May. Oh yeah, I will have to delete this stream after because then all the dimmy, donkey, idiot, like cryptos and martini, what's it face guy and crypto Martian rover person will find out about this, like they found out about our Head and Shoulders idea before the Head and Shoulders idea even happened. When price was here, we were like, we're gonna make a Head and Shoulders, man, and it did. That is me LARPing, because obviously we don't make the price do this, but whatever. Who cares? Crypto Rover is legit. He is great at TA. Is that so? When 50k? Oh, how many? How? That's not going to give us many days left of May, is it? I don't know when 50k. Let's just be happy that we're not there yet, because when we get there, we're gonna go through another bear market phase anyway. So let's be happy that this boringness stays for a bit longer, which gives us just stuff that we can trade every day without there being anything too crazy going on. Because think how crazy it was with like Pepe and everything within this range. If we go to 50k, think how nuts the market's going to be. It's just going to be like, be horrible. But yeah. Oh, we did go to 50k. Yeah, we did hit 50k last week. So we did get 50k by May. It just was only on one exchange. That doesn't really matter. So yes. CB, if you can hook me up with a collab with BitBoy, then you can get free lifetime crew membership, but only if BitBoy pumps our subscribers by like 10x. I'll try and find him next week. I found him at the last conference I went to, which was the last, like, when FTX was falling apart. We need you to be a multimillionaire so some good people have money. Literally, people don't. That's the problem right now, despite. Yeah, I mean, it is difficult, isn't it? Like, people don't really have. I mean, I don't know how much of an effect that has. Like, no one had any money during COVID when everything was flying. So, I mean, people were getting free money, stimulus, more. But hey, we've been through 2 years of bear market. So, BitBoy is like probably the most disgusting character out of anyone in the whole space. Yeah. I'd only do it just to like take the piss out of him and try and get him really angry, because he's just an actual. I have met him once, and he is just like an awful human being, like just a really generally like a dickhead, like a proper arrogant, like, yeah. And there's not many people I'd say that about, because I like everyone. Like, even if I don't get along with them, I can see like quality in people. But like with him, he's just it's the worst. Is this just let's shit talk all of the other crypto people episode? Who's good? Who do we like? Who do we like? The ones I like aren't really. I don't know. Yeah, I think Crypto and like the Moon, they're decent people. They just got really lucky in life, and they obviously have like big marketing companies behind them that are telling them what to do. They've all got the same management, so they're getting paid a load of money, but they are just like the face of the media, and yeah. But they seem like decent enough people. Jason Casper. Oh, we love Jason Casper. He is a friend. He is a good friend of the show. Crown Crypto, he seems legit. Yeah, I've seen him. Well, I've not met him, but I used to watch his streams like a few years ago, a few times. Luke, do you often speak to Bybit? If so, could you try and shake him up a bit? Focusing on gaining new users is far more expensive and less profit efficient than maintaining existing users. I agree entirely. I agree fully with you there. I've tried to get good deals for them, but they don't seem to. Yeah. I think there's good stuff coming with them, but I think they just got to get the KYC stuff out of the way. So, yeah, once they get the KYC stuff out of the way, I think they will start rewarding the existing users a bit more. I mean, the thing that we do, like that we were able to get, which is the 20% discount. So, at least we have the 20% discount for users. But it is weird, like, especially with being in a bear market and not having many new users about. Why would you be searching for new users all the time? They need to go back to what they did really well. Like, remember, like, this is the reason Bybit is so huge now, because it was offering the limit order rebate for a while, and that was insane. Wish is in the house. Short Ponzi and chill. Yes, we are short. I am chilling in my shorts, like literally chilling on the beach by the pool. I'm not right now, I'm in the apartment, but whatever. Jason told some of us about you and how amazing you are. That's a secure, cool guy that also wants to other great traders to grow. Yes. Yeah, I agree. Jay Casper's one of the real good guys. You want to be rich so you can party up in Miami. I've not really been partying apart from during the F1. I've partied then. I drinking champagne with Patrick Mahomes. I was like proper. And I didn't even know who Patrick Mahomes was when I was drinking champagne with Patrick Mahomes. It was just like this like huge guy, and he was with all of his team, and I was just this stupid like drunk English guy that they were all laughing at, and they were like, "Hey, have some more." And I had no idea who he was until afterwards. People were like, "Oh, you know that was Patrick Mahomes, like the quarterback for Kansas City Chiefs. He just won the Super Bowl." Oh, right. Great. Yeah, the one that plays fake football. Are we going to take these lows? Dale, hey Luke, dropped you a line on Discord. Read the crew last week. No rush, as I know you're away. Keen to set things up with you guys when you have 5 minutes. Dale. Is that in my message requests? Drop me a DM again, or if it's something that's just generally related to Taurus, give P a message as well. But if you want to, just send me another DM. I've got like 480 message requests, so I don't know where I'll find them. But if you do it again, then it'll get to the top of the list, and I'll see it. I just never see DMs. And I'm not even like, we only have a small community. I'd hate to think what it's like for people that have like thousands of people in their community. Like 480 message requests. CVD's made a lower low. Let's have a look. I'd imagine it's leading. I don't think we're going to bounce here. I don't think we're going to get bullish CVD that's going to give us a bounce, but you never know. Crazier things have happened. But I think it's fairly unlikely that we get any kind of bounce here. Now watch as price starts pumping. Is there anything else we want to chart? Ethereum looks like it's going down to like 1,600-ish. Because we're losing support now on Ethereum. It looks pretty terrible. Yeah. So ETH looks like we're dropping down here somewhere. High time frames, anything interesting going on? Where's your yearly VWAP again on Ethereum? ETH BTC chart's okay. Like I think we had the really good bounce on ETH that was what, like 2-3 weeks ago. And I do reckon like we've got a good chance of staying within here. Maybe it gets a bit more of a drop, and then we are gonna see. I do think ETH will run. I think at some point you're gonna have this like little wedge playing out, and then it will run from that because the simple TA works quite well on the altcoins, especially on the BTC pairs because they're not crowded with like loads and loads of traders. So I think we're probably likely to see something along these lines, and it just finds this support down here, maybe comes down, gets a bit of a drop below this at some point, and then we get a decent move up. So yeah, that should correlate, right, with ETH coming down here somewhere. I was looking at Link earlier as well. It's down at the value area low of the range, and it's just the most sideways chart out there. Where you got the value area low of this range, you've got this order block down here, and you've got this channel. So, I mean, if anyone wants to just trade a simple range on Bitcoin, which would give you just an invalidation at the lows down here, then that could be something. I mean, the whole market is bleeding, and I don't know if I'd be more looking for short positions right now. Well, this is something that I spotted. Yeah, just when I was doing my scan, I do a little scan of these ones, and there was some stuff that looked okay on there. So you've got like half decent stuff going on there for Link. I think you could also draw this as like, because if you look at, say, this resistance, this is an order block that got created on the way down, daily AB. Whoa, I just moved that Fibby thingy. No, I moved that one. Damn it. I don't know what I moved. And then down here you had those lows. It's an interesting area. Link. Do you just take previous day low? Good, finally. About time to. I mean, if you want to take a scalp long, that looks like a good scalp long to me. Oh, that's nice. I mean, you might not get much out of it. You might just get this to 26,900, but taking previous day low, if we can get an entry down within here, you got to hold literally previous day low. I mean, price could quite easily just come back in to previous day low again, 26.7, 26.720. into the wick of this candle and then get a bounce. It might not happen. You might just start pushing up straight away. But yeah, scalp long, relatively simple one, that, especially with the way that that candle closed. I was hoping ES would come tiny bit lower. Got the wrong time frame on this one. It's almost market close too. I think the low could be put in after the close. Yes. Yeah, we could come down and take that again, so we could get an SFP of the SFP of the everything. Yeah. Where has the highest derivatives volume? It'll be Binance, won't it, still? I think Bybit's like second. I wonder if they've dropped off with their derivatives volume. If we look at the exchanges, OKX has taken them over. I do like OKX as an exchange. Does anyone here use OKX? I'd be interested to know, because I've had them. That's the only one that I'd consider maybe switching to, because they seem pretty good. And if I want to keep getting like free Formula One tickets, then they sponsor McLaren. but I'd rather stay with a good team than a shit team. Yeah, OKX seems like, and also I've never liked OKX because they also sponsor Man City, so they're Manchester City sponsors and McLaren sponsors, which are like my two least favorite teams in my two favorite sports. Don't like McLaren and don't like Man City. So OKX, if you're listening, if any of your affiliate partner people are listening, stop the sponsorship with Man City and start sponsoring Man United, and then stop the sponsorship with McLaren and start sponsoring like Ferrari or AlphaTauri. I like AlphaTauri, they're cool because of Yuki. Man, see, I've already, yeah, I don't like, yeah. Can't say nothing bad about Red Bull. It was a great weekend. Edwin, Luke, good to see you again. 2 days ago you were bullish. What changed your mind? Because we got the move up and then we got the short. Like, just because I was bullish doesn't mean that I'm bullish. I'm just meaning I'm looking for longs. So yeah, on Tuesday, which is when I streamed, right, when we were down here, I was like, I think we're going to get a squeeze, which we had. And now from that point, because of taking the short yesterday and seeing what's happened yesterday, yeah, more bearish for sure. I mean, it's only not for much longer. Like, this will probably change in a few days. So bias can change on a daily basis, just depending on whether I want to be long or short for the day. Right now, I'm pretty chill in my short position. Why did you think squeeze, please? I would have explained this on the stream. I don't remember why I thought we'd why we'd squeeze out of this. It was the CVD divergence. It was everything that we were just, things were just stable and calm and nice, and we'd gone through a bearish weekend, so it would make sense to pop back up and to try and recover some of that. But I can't remember. I can't remember. But yeah, for now, I just think more downside. Unless we can somehow reclaim daily open. We've got this POC, haven't we, here? And this is what's been causing us issues, or what's been causing price issues. So if you take a fixed range from over here, and actually if you take a fixed range from this move as a whole, then that's at the daily open. And it just never got back above there. Yeah, so you had the bounce after taking previous month low, and it just was like, okay, cool. Yeah, it tried to get back above, and if it had done this and held, then fine, I would have been looking for longs off of that, but it didn't. It had the SFP off of the daily open, took out equal highs. We just spoke about this, and then you drop down to take the lows. So yeah, from this point, you would think this is going to give you a bounce, and you would think that at the very least you're going to take out this high, because that's the one that's now important for market structure. So at the very least, from what we've just done now, we're probably going to take out that high. Then it's just a case of whether it can hold a higher low, or whether it just like fails there and drops back down again. But what I would think is likely is you come up, you form a bit of a range. If we're going to get that, you're going to get the drop, and then later on, so yeah, you would think that this would take that high. There's nothing really. But VWAP's a long way away. VWAP's over here, so actually we could get VWAP as a short along with taking this. So if VWAP just chills, comes down, so yeah, looking at short positions around about that 27,100 area. I mean, this might you might just get up to here. Little 1 minute order block, 26.9, come back down, form another range. Maybe it just sweeps the low again, but I think using that as a fairly decent validation with the assumption that, okay, look, we are gonna, US markets do close in a few minutes, so we go into another session and we could just take out that low again. Binance didn't sweep yesterday. Do you think it's relevant? Yeah, maybe. So this might go over what we were just saying. So if we look at the Binance one, Binance did. Binance perps. Yeah, okay, Binance perps didn't. So yeah, maybe as we're coming into the close session now, one more little move down, possibly. S&P looks okay though. When does this close? 8 p.m. You got this gap from yesterday that we could come and fill. Weekly open. God, everything's so red. Whoa. That's amazing. Getting such cheap coins. SPX up due to Google noise. Well, not more news stuff. Google. Why Google news? What's happened? Goog. I don't have Goog. Is that even up much? What's happened with Google? AI, really? Of course it's fucking AI. It's like Facebook do change their name to Meta to get all the Metaverse hype, and they just kill the hype. And now Google getting involved in AI and kill it. You got Microsoft. Is it Microsoft that's bought Chat GPT? And all these big companies get involved in like emerging technologies. I think AI is just so stupid hype anyway. Everything's AI now. Why does everything get called AI? You go on like, it's like that stupid Snapchat that people keep posting that I've seen about. You got like your AI assistant. I mean, we've had it for how many years? It's what Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant and everything are. They can. Ugh, I don't know. It's so hypey. It's so hypey. I mean, it's nice. It's cool. Like I understand the tech, but like, why now, when it's been around for ages? And yes, it's just a natural advancement of technology we've already got. I think it's just that I don't know. I don't know. Right. Just looking at like what's up on the day and why. But there's not much that's up on the day. What? Appa. It's the stable coins are the ones that are up on the day. Atom actually looks like it's kind of good. I quite like Atom. Atom looks like it could be doing something. We've got some Atom supporters in here as well, haven't we? Yeah, this is looking decent. If there's an altcoin that's gonna like beat the dump right now, Atom's looking nice. Looking nice. You won't be laughing when Luke AI takes your job. No, I will be laughing because if I can get AI to literally stream for me and increase, if a real Luke AI if someone can make a Luke AI that can talk like me, and you can like give me like some nice little face interface, and I can just be like, oh, it's just a little filter, and I can just chill out on the beach all day long streaming 24 hours like while Luke AI streams for me. Like, we'll get to like 100k subs in no time. I'll be famous. But I won't even be working. So yeah, I will very much be laughing if Luke AI can come along. That would be amazing. I'd be so happy with that because it means I don't have to, I can still work without working. That'd be great. AI everything, please. Maybe I already am. I am an AI. I'm an AI machine. P's AI, yeah. P's definitely AI. Remember when we wanted to short Jasmy USD and it stopped us out and then dumped? I mean, it didn't stop us out, but it stopped out the idea and then dumped. Ugh. Right. I'm gonna head off. A Taurus girl for TikTok. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I think I'm done. We've spoken about where we think price is likely to head. We've done some stuff on the charts. We've taken out that previous day low, which is what we wanted to see happen. Are we getting a decent bounce from it? Not really. Not really. It's just done the bare minimum, which is just fill in this little bit of space here and drop back down. But if we can make a higher low or just have like one more little SFP, then I do think that a long towards 27060 looks fairly decent. And then you can look for a short again and keep dumping and keep grinding it down and whatever. But yeah, cool. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of the day, rest of the evening, whatever time and everything it is there. I've lost all track of all time and everything. But yeah, cheers, guys. I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.